are you stayinghomefore.com.
Hello folks, Sam Weber here, retired Navy Senior Chief. I was an OR tech back on the forest style back in the day. So I see so many folks getting in the cars with their gloves on. I'm out here shopping at the store. You see folks getting in the car with the gloves on. Of course, they take those bacteria, take those germs inside the car, and we know where they go from there. So I'm going to talk just a few minutes on PPE hygiene, how we work with our personal protection equipment. One of the first things I do when I come out to the grocery store is I'll tear off a few pieces of paper, 3 or 4. I'll stick a couple of pieces inside my pocket. We'll talk about why. Then, ladies, it's not necessary to take your purse in the store. All you're going to do is get it contaminated. Guys, take your card out your wallet, wrap it in a piece of paper. Be sure you have the chip sticking out because that's the part that you're going to use to stick in the machine. Put that in your pocket. That's all you need. You don't need to pull your wallet back out once you're in the store. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our gloves. So when you put your gloves on, the first thing you need to do is take off your jewelry. You know, watches is a perfect breeding ground for bacteria to get under your watches. Rings, okay guys, this is your time to use it as an excuse. Yeah, I was out shopping, so I took my ring off. Okay, so I didn't say that though. But anyway, and if you put a little talcum powder on your gloves, they'll go on a little bit easier. So I'm going to scoot these on, and these are a little snug on my hands, but I got big hands. So now you put your gloves on before you put your mask on, and there's a reason for that, and we'll talk about that again. We'll come back to that again before we wrap up. But let's get these gloves on. Okay. Now once we got our gloves on, now we can put our masks on. So if you look over here, you'll see I have 2 containers. You may even do 3 containers, but this is the container with the mask in it. I pull my mask out after I got my gloves on, and we'll talk about why. Do your gloves first, then put your mask on. Make sure your mask covers both your nose and your mouth. You'll see people and they're walking around like this. No, you want to have your mask cover both your nose and your mouth. Push it down a little bit, little tight, and then, very important, in the grocery store, if someone sneezes on one side of the aisle, that bacteria is going to flow over to the other side of the aisle. Wear a cap. You know, I mean, I got a bald head, but still, you're going to get germs on it. So wear a cap while you're inside the store. Especially for ladies, because it's going to get in your hair. It'll save you where you don't have to wash your hair so much, maybe. So now we got our masks on, we got our cap on. Let's talk a little bit about buggy hygiene. So we will see people, you go to the store and you'll see people that are spraying down the buggies. And that's good. My point is, once you spray down that buggy, you want to let the Lysol, you don't want to wipe it up. Because it takes some time for it to kill the bacteria. Back in the day when we used to clean off the equipment, we had to keep that equipment wet for 20 minutes. So don't go wiping it off right now. Sometimes you'll even go to the store and you'll see them, they're putting it on there and they're wiping it off. Even if you use these disinfectant wipes and you do wipe it on there, let it stay. Don't dry it off. You want to leave that on there. So what I do is I take one of those wipes I got, and while I'm walking into the store, that just stays, that gives it a little extra time for it to disinfect. Leave it on there. So then, and by the way, when you get your buggy, don't go and get that first buggy in the front of the line. That's the same buggy someone else just put there. Go to the back of the line, the other side of the line, grab a buggy that's there. It may have been there all day long and nobody's used it. But if you get this buggy right up in the front of the line, that's a buggy that someone else they just dropped off there, and you stand a chance of having a larger viral load on those buggies that's closer up front. So get one off the back of the line. So now you go into the store, you come back out, put that out the way. And I did just go into the store and I came back out, and that's what gave me this idea to do this. But you come back out and you have all of your stuff. You'll see people in the store, and I don't know how many times they don't want to get a buggy. They don't even want to get a bag. They're walking around, they got all this stuff. They don't want to touch this, they don't want to touch that. You know, they got the bananas here, the bananas there. They don't want to use the bag. Or even when they get home, don't bring the bag in the house. Don't bring the bag in the house. But understand, that bag, it has been in a box. It's been sealed up between other bags. That bag is really your friend. The bag is not what I'm concerned about. You know, what I'm concerned about is this that's been sitting out on the counter the entire time. This has been sitting out on the counter the entire time. People have been talking over them, coughing over them, sneezing on them. So that's what you're concerned about. The bag is your friend. So use the bag, use the buggy. Don't go in there and now you're trying to carry all this stuff. You got it all up around your nose and it's been sitting out. Use the buggy. The buggy, everything stays away from you. You do want to use the buggy. So you take all this stuff, even if you're home or if you're putting it in your car, then you can disinfect it. So that's the time to, but definitely use the buggy. Let's talk about when you're taking your mask off. You put your gloves on first and then you put your mask on. When you take your mask off, you do the opposite. You take your mask off first. And the reason for that is I've been talking, breathing hard. I'm sucking all of those bacteria up against my mask. I don't want to put my clean hands on my mask. So I take my mask off before I take my gloves off. I take my mask off, and if you can see here, come a little bit closer, I just drop the mask in here. I just drop it in the container. I have another container that I used before right there. I just drop the mask in the container. Now let's talk about taking your gloves off. Leave those containers just like that. When you take your gloves off, there's a right way and a wrong way. You've got all of this bacteria on these gloves. You don't want to cross-contaminate it, put it anywhere. So the proper way to take your gloves off is you pinch that first glove and just pull it. So you haven't did anything here. The sand is still nice and clean. To take that second glove off, you just get under it and you pull it. So in that way, you haven't cross-contaminated. All your bacteria is inside the gloves. Now, this is Sam Weber, Senior Chief from back in the day talking. What I do when I get to my car is I put my gloves in there. Reason being, I have enough gloves to last me for a few weeks, maybe even a month. But understand that this is going to be going on. We're going to be wearing gloves until the end of the summer. We're going to probably be wearing masks into next year. I don't have enough personal protection equipment to last that long. I don't want to go and get it from the store and use it up, until, all of the first responders can get their equipment. So I put mine in there. I give it a quick spray. I don't have any bacteria floating around inside of my car. A month later, I will go back and use those. Right now, I'm not going to use it right now, but I have another container from last week sitting inside of my garage. That's riding around inside the car for a month. I'm not concerned about getting bacteria or any virus that's going to live that long. So a month later, I only had the gloves on for 15 minutes. So they're not damaged and not torn out. Again, if I was working all day long, it would be different. But I just went into the store with them. So why burn a perfectly good pair of gloves? Put them in there. The reason for my mask in the container is that mask now goes close up here. I'll reuse that mask. Next time I use this mask, I'm using this one in this container. The exact same reason. But again, if you space your time out, you have time for that bacteria to die. So the long and short of it is, I have my gloves for the stash away where I can reuse them. And finally, when you do get in the car, you can't be overly confident. So still sanitize, still wipe your hands. And if all else fails, use Lysol. Don't kill yourself over little mistakes, because understand that you're not going to have an OR type environment. It's not going to get sterile. So, but if there's any way that we can help you, give us a call. Sam Weber, my number is 904-419-8883. It's Ray Laws on the other side of the camera there. Her number is 904-806-9511. You can reach us at any time, or you can reach us at whoareyoustayinghomefor.com. whoareyoustayinghomefor.com. You can call us there. If there's anything we can do for you, just give us a call. Thank you.